Howdy folks, good afternoon. Here's the second video for Friday, July 16th, 2021. I'm over at the Punta Gorda Nature Park, and this loop is actually only a half-mile long. But in the half-mile loop, you have a chance to read up on plenty of interpretive signs, such as this one. So for instance, we're looking at a turkey vulture. Well, on the sign anyways. But the point of the interpretive signs is to provide a glimpse of what plants and animals can be found in this part of the state. Fun fact about the turkey vulture is, as it mentions, carrion. You might be wondering what that is. Carrion mostly refers to dead animals, roadkill, and that's their favorite feast. And they always go looking out for it, flying above. And what's cool is what they like to do when it's sunny out, like it is right now. They like to spread their wings to, like after they eat, to ward off any bacteria that might be on their wings. Yeah, here's a little boardwalk that you have a chance to walk on. So here it kind of talks about the salt marshes. It just talks about how usually it's covered in black rush and cordgrass. So those plants are very tolerable when it comes to high amounts of salt in the water. And it can vary how much salt is in this water because, well, it just depends on how much rain there is. Yeah, here's a cool one too, next to me. Points out the buttonwood, which I believe is right here. I think. Pretty certain. But they are they're considered a fourth type of mangrove, as I've mentioned before. And as it mentions here, you can usually see them in tropical hammocks and even border of streams. They're usually the furthest away from the shore. But since they are marked by yellow-green-ish flowers, it's bound to be that this is the buttonwood. However, it's not to be confused with button bush. That's a separate type of plant, as a matter of fact. Button bush is actually a bit smaller. It's a bit more like a shrub. And the blooms, the blooms that they produce are usually about that size, approximately. So actually, to me, anyways, it looks more like a button. But rest assured, that is button wood. But yeah, this just talks about, just shows like the salt marsh cordgrass. They can provide cover and provide plenty of spreading roots in a salt marsh. Let me see if I can actually find one that might be down in here. Let's see. So far, I'm not having any luck. No, not having any luck. Some of you fellow Floridians may have seen the great egret, too. They're one of the most common egrets found in Florida. And this is one of the birds that was actually part of the famous plume trade that I mentioned the other day on Sunday. It was a time back in the early 1900s where birds such as the great egret were highly sought after because of their feathers. And these feathers were oftentimes used as a fashion device on women's hats. It was basically a fashion statement at their expense. But then, of course, you got the little blue heron. The adult is kind of have like a slate blue, as it mentions on here, hence the name. But then when they're immature, they're basically white. Difference, really, to tell between the great egret and the little blue heron is the fact that the great egret has a much longer neck. You know, the great egret has a much longer neck length. But then, of course, we've got ourselves the wood stork as well. Got the black and white plumage, but oftentimes their heads are bald. And in a way, they kind of do act like a pelican. They wait for the food to approach them, and they rapidly shut their mouth. Yeah. And this is actually run through the city of Punta Gorda. It's actually not part of a county park designation. So it's actually really neat too. Like, even cities can step in and provide a nature park to walk through. It's alrighty. Hey, I thought I would share a piece of that for all of you. And yeah, the loop is literally only a half-mile long. It's not very long. It's easy to go through. And yeah, for those of you who are near this area, totally worth it, mates. It's alright. Enjoy your Friday and going into your weekend. And once again, Journey on a Journey is outwards. Take care, folks.